We have no way of understanding why suddenly 50, 80% of your colonies are dead within a month. But one of the things that we're clearly discovering is that bees have not been healthy for a long time. Since the 1980s, bees have been in a lot of trouble. And what we really see that trouble really began when the varroa mites were added. Varroa mite likely got here from importations of queens from Japan. Those varroa mites are like vampire mites, and they're able to pass viruses. They have these sharp mouth parts and are able to inject other bees and pass viruses back and forth. As these mites got a foothold, all the other known diseases increased. So we saw huge declines in bee populations after that.
To control a mite on a bee, when you try to introduce a chemical to control a mite, what's the potential of having an impact on the bee? The materials that we have used, we in our work have seen a buildup of these chemicals in the wax and consequently in the food, like the pollen that the bees are bringing in to feed their baby bees. In addition, the bees, particularly in the migratory beekeeping operations, are going around to all these agricultural crops, and they're in the process of bringing nectar and pollen into the hive, are also bringing many other pesticides into the hive, including fungicides, some herbicides, and a lot of insecticides. So yes, what we're seeing in the hive is a toxic cocktail. This is an incredible amount of stress on a system, one of our biological systems. And now what we fear that we're seeing is a straw that breaks the camel's back kind of scenario.
Well, this is a serious story. Something is happening to the honeybees here in Ohio and around the country.
Millions of bees are dying in hives across the United States, and nobody knows why.
Seen anything like this before?
Never seen anything like this before. I've been through the mites, I've been through diseases, I've been through 2 mites, all kinds of problems. But this is, something's going wrong.
We do the autopsies, that's sort of what we're doing. And there's nothing harder than to see bad bees. I mean, I think you begin to feel like, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but yeah, I mean, if there's something wrong with the bees, you can feel it.
I got 2 of them sitting side by side, and you can see the difference. The healthy ones have cream-colored organs. Bees with CCD will be darkened in color. And you can see the difference in size is much bigger, so we don't know what that means.
We found all sorts of sort of abnormalities in the bees. It was like the sting gland was infused with scar tissue, and we looked at some muscle tissue, and there were these crystalline structures and just really odd things. And it was as if the bees were getting everything they possibly could get. It was as if their immune systems had gone defunct. And so that's where this sort of parallel with AIDS comes in. It's not like you die from AIDS, but you die from all these other conditions because your immune system's down. Our real worry is, now a beekeeper can take a loss 1 year, but they can't do it 2 years in a row. If some of these operations have 2 years of over 50% loss, we don't see how they can stay in business. that these guys who are going out of business, you're not able to replace them very easily or quickly. And so that then compromises a lot of these other agricultural pursuits that rely on bees for pollination.